Greetings everyone, how are you guys been doing there? And I hope everyone is doing absolutely fine and fantastic over this period. Basically, it's been quite some time. I actually review one of the stocks from STI, and one of my favorite stocks that I love to actually stay invested is Franken. So Franken is actually one of the tech stocks that is actually listed in SGX. So basically, I do have an amount of money that's still invested in these stocks. So I believe that some of you guys might have actually either dollar cost average in these stock, or perhaps might actually went out um, with profits or probably with losses. I'm not sure, but somehow this stock has actually went up tremendously high from 36 cents to $2.47. I think let's talk about it actually started to ride all the way up from COVID period. So the COVID period was on around March 2020. So this is the period where the lockdown happened over the world. So that's the reason all the stock plunged all the way down, and then it actually ride all the way up the moment actually US, India, China have already actually come up with vaccine. So the moment actually vaccine is out and people started to actually not having the fear of actually investing, so the stock actually went up and it all the way up. And basically in US as well, they actually started to do quantity easing as well. So they've been printing money all the time. So that's the reason they have no fear that this stock would actually plunge, and it actually went up all the way high. So if you take a look, how is this stock actually been right on all the way to $2? Have actually drawn the trend line some sort like this. I'm pretty sure they have actually exited around 10th of January last year itself. Okay, I have the tendency to say this year. It's because it's just New Year, right? And guys, Happy New Year, guys. I hope you guys have actually celebrated wonderfully with your loved one, and I hope most of you guys are actually still doing well in this investment world. Don't give up and stay invested. At the same time, just make sure you have follow your trading plan as well, regardless whether it's a long term, short term, or medium term. So let's move on into day chart. So basically, this guy is still a downtrend. So if you take a look, this guy has been plunging all the way from September until October last year itself. So it just started to actually move up a little bit around these couple months. But if you take a look, whether this guy is actually gonna um, it's gonna actually shoot up all the way high, become an uptrend, or it actually going to hit the supply. So basically, if you take a look right now, those who are actually started to actually investing since 19 May itself, then you guys might actually think that these guys actually hit the supply. So if you take a look from May, it actually have a gap down over here. So the gap down is actually somewhere the price it's let me just put it another, hold on guys. So the gap down, it should be somewhere, okay, so alright, so it should be around $1.23. This is actually the gap down. So if let's say this gap down, right, if actually it blasted all the way up with 1 hour candle, I'm pretty sure you guys can actually stay invested in this. But right now, I have a feeling this guy is actually already touched at the supply. So I do have some of the I do have, those who are actually seeing this $1.03, $1.12, $1.13, I've been actually dollar cost averaging it. So at this point of time, it actually started to hit my more or less. Actually, to be frank, it's still in almost to break even. But if actually, let's say, if it actually starts back to 113, so I believe it's time for me to actually get out from these stocks. So don't forget to actually put a trailing stop, guys. I think it's nothing wrong for you guys to actually have a trailing stock. So if it hits over there, then you guys can actually get out from that. So you guys don't have to worry much about whether you guys gonna actually lose a lot or not. But remember, guys, always preserve your capital. That's the most important thing. You have to protect your capital rather than actually losing your capital just for the sake of for the profit, and you guys get all the way down from no, I mean losses. So so at this point of time, I believe that this gap down is actually very dangerous. So, and this guy actually right now, this is a deep it's actually what do you call this, so it's a I mean, I'm sorry, the red candle over here, it's pretty long, guys, and I believe the seller is actually still there actually selling. I think the smart money is not coming in for this E28 to actually move up. So those who are actually planning to actually exit, I believe 112, 113 is the best time for you to exit with profits. I hope so. But if those people who wanted to take cut loss, I think if it actually break to all the way bottom, I think it's time for you guys to actually take loss. But at the same time, don't forget there will be actually earning on 23rd of February. So you guys can actually stay tuned until earning for you guys to actually see whether the earning is gonna be good or not. But if you take a look comparatively to any other stocks, if you think tech stock is actually going to do well in upcoming earning, then why not just stay invested? But if you think this is the place where you have to actually exit, then please by all means just exit, and you guys can still get in around $1 again. I think if it actually hit this trend line once more, goes back, I think by all means you guys can just close your eyes and try to actually average down. But if it actually broke below, then by all means God has to actually help us to make sure that this guy doesn't actually broke all the way below than 78 cents. That is actually pretty dangerous for us to actually know about it. Okay, so yeah, I think if you so I'm actually, for me right now, I'm actually all the way, so the supply, if you guys really looking at it, I think the supply should be from here until it should be until here. Yeah, this should be the good supply. So if you guys think that you guys wanted to actually don't want to wait until it actually touch the trend line, this is actually the supply. Actually, I have a feeling that it might actually touch back to 1.3 cents, around 1.3 cents, because this is actually, because if you look, the breakdown happened around this area. Actually, if you take a look, this is the breakdown. This is around 1.3. This is the pure breakdown. So it break down and it go, if you do a reversal. So if you guys have, I mean, if this stock can be shorted, I think this is a good time for you to short. Then this is a very good candle for you to actually wanted to show that it actually going to do an uptrend. Then it moved back all the way down, then it moved up. So this is actually a big Q. I'm actually worried about the wick. That is the most important thing over here. So if you take a look on the daily chart, and let's take a look on 4 hours chart. So if you take a look, do you see that this is another one more supply, and this breakdown is very dangerous. So if you see something like this, I think by all means you have to actually for me, I'll definitely get out from this. I'll just wait for another couple of days, then I'll just get out, and then it will go down. And if it hits again up, and if it breaks, then why not just enter somewhere around here, and then it will move up. Then it goes all the way down. Did you see this? This is actually a very good trend line. I think this gap up is very good. If it is gap up, then it's very good. But right now, if it actually touch back down, it closed this gap. Just make sure it doesn't close this gap. If it is actually close these two gaps, I think pretty much this is actually quite worse. So if you take a look, what is my review on this? I have a feeling that this might actually we might actually see a plunge down. Okay, let's say we do a short analysis over here. So this is the short analysis over here. So maybe I'll just remove this. Okay, so for the short analysis, okay, all right. So if it is actually broke down this triangle, So if it is broke down this triangle, I think it's time for you to get out. 1/3 is actually a very good time for you to get out. So guys, I think here I would like to actually put a precaution that if you guys really think that this is actually, you guys been holding the stocks, be precautious. But if you guys want to stay invested, I think right now it's not good time for you to dollar average, because even though it is actually uptrending, but I don't think so it's a good time for you to do a DCA at this point of time. So just take a look at this, and that's all from me, guys. I hope you guys have actually gained some insights from this E28 stock. So probably maybe we can actually take a look what is this stocks actually been doing in terms of news. Probably we just take a look on the news one day ago. Okay, E28. Maybe I should put Franken E28 1 week ago. 13 intrinsic value. Maybe let me pick some good. Let me check it out. Something good for us to actually review about Franken. I think for the long-term return, still it is actually a very good indicating a green chart. So yeah, I think nothing much for me to actually take a look about this. I think from here there's nothing much. Actually, we have seen the last it's about $1.15. Yeah, I think right now what we have to actually do is always be precautious of the price action. I think nothing much for us to actually take a look on E28. To be frank, this is actually more into sentimental kind of stocks. If let's say things are going back good for technologies, I think pretty much it's good for you to to stay invest. But at this point of time, I have a feeling that this guy already broke the trend line, yeah, I mean in the short term it actually broke trend line, but for me this is not the main one. For me, I will look at the supply by the break of here. So this I don't really care much. For me, I don't really care on this much. I care more or less on this $1.12. This is actually the peak from here and here and here. So this is actually the peak. If let's say it actually broke all the way down, take care guys, this should be, you guys have to be precautious, and I'm gonna be precautious as well, because I'm so sorry guys. I think some of you guys have actually texted me and through a lot of social platform, because I've been sharing this YouTube video in all over my social platform. So so I just made a video for you guys. If you guys are still investing into this stock, and do not forget to actually be cautious on these guys. Always be cautious on this, and you guys really need to make sure that be vigilant, getting to know what is going to happen in the future. Okay guys, I think that nothing much for me to actually talk about this, and do take care and have a blessed day guys, and I hope all of you guys will be doing really well, and preserve your capital guys as much as possible. Try to preserve your capital at this point of time, because the market is actually going through like a lady having a period. You do not know what's going to happen. Perhaps even with the economy news of the economy is coming out every day by in US. Sometimes you can't really predict. Even though the news is good, still it actually going downtrend. Sometimes the news is bad, it's going up. So there's something, a lot of things for you guys to actually take a look. All the way I'm telling you, follow your trading plan. That is the most important thing, and make sure you know well what you guys actually trying to invest. So but at this point of time, indeed Franken is actually a good company that actually stay invested, and because you might actually see a very good uptrend, I would say it would definitely touch back 1.5, and just imagine if it actually touch back 150 in the future. For 50% of gain, you might actually get it just by $1,000. If you have invested in here, you would be getting about $500. But remember, you have to know your risk and reward ratio as well. If it is 50%, then you must make sure that you have minimal amount of. But one thing, guys, just get to know your supply and demand. So if your demand is broke, but at this point of time, this is actually a very good demand for me. The $1.03 is a very good demand, but if it is a mid-term demand, I would say it's $1.13, because at this point of time the earning is actually coming out, layouts is happening, and then even though the job employability is increased about 100,000 if not mistaken by previous news. So just imagine with 100,000, I think the Fed might definitely will never actually stop the increasing the interest rate. So I think, guys, that's all from me, guys. If you guys have anything else to say, to talk, to share, just comment on at the bottom. We would actually talk more about it. And take care, guys. Adios.